Hey, it's your girl named Monday. I realized that I was looking through my YouTube page and realized that I never updated my Sisterlock video from 3 years ago after I did my initial install. So I thought I'd come on here and let you guys see the results. It's been 3 years. My lock journey has been wonderful. I have vacation here every day. We went on a cruise in May. And on that cruise, I didn't have to do anything special. I didn't have to pack anything extra, blow dryer. I didn't have to make sure that my hair didn't get wet and all that drama. So I love it. I am not, just like with my loose hair, I was never one to do a lot in the later years. So I was a month short of being 52 when I got my locks done. And I'm now 55. And it's been since March 13th of 2022. It's now August 15th of 2025. So I love it. I have curled them with soft curlers and setting lotion. I have worn them in different ponytail styles, but pretty simple. I have done, of course, my go-to, which was always the 2 French braids. But typically I just let them hang. I've done the braid outs and all that stuff. Initially when I got them done, I still braid and band for the most part. Every now and then I might be lazy, and if I've been putting off washing my hair, I will not want to delay it anymore if I'm in the shower and think about it, and I'll just go ahead and wash it. I guess I could take it down for you. And forgive me because I'm not really, I should have wore something else, but I just was thinking about this video. But this is it. And this is how I typically wear my hair every day. So it's grown, as you can see. It was longer when I initially got it done. And now it's quote unquote dropped, as they say. And it's hot. Menopause then came and done its deed on me, and I get hot. So I'll put it up in a bun, I'll take it down, I'll put it up in a bun, I'll take it down. So I always have this. This is my favorite thing in the world with my hair. But yeah, so I still have the same loctician. I love her. She is a whole vibe. I will not change. Most likely, if she ever stops doing hair or doing reties, doing locks, I will probably learn to self-retie, because I can't do the whole waiting on somebody to show up, the inconsistencies and all that stuff. I'm like a creature of habit. So I like the relationship that we have. It's comfortable. It's a place where I feel safe to ask all the questions that I need to ask. And, sometimes your hair tells your journey. So sometimes I may not have done a good job in separating. I typically try to do a good job with it, but sometimes, I had an accident earlier in the year that affected me, and I was 7 weeks between reties, and typically that's okay for me, but during that time it was kind of like just keeping my head together at that point, my mind, so yeah, my retie schedule is around 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks stretches it, but I know if I have to go 8 weeks, I just have to be extra careful and make sure that I go through and separate them to avoid marrying any locks, that type of thing. So now I can do that time frame without it being a problem. And I know that, like I said, I just have to be extra diligent about how I care for them. I don't know if you can see the back, but that's the link that I have. If you saw some back fat, mind your business. But yeah, this is it up close. The gray hair is still taken over. I toyed with the thought of possibly coloring it. But I don't want to chase the gray. Because typically when you start coloring your hair, you have to like keep coloring it. And I don't feel like doing all that. So I figure I'll just kind of go naturally and see, you know, what it looks like. If I start feeling like it looks old on me or makes me look older, then I'll color it. But for now, you know, I'm 55. It's still got a lot of darkness in it. So I'm good with leaving it as is. So I got a lot of bags under my eyes, y'all. And I just watched my old videos, and in one of them I was like, I have moles. Well, yeah, I still got them. There's my favorite little signature mole. There's one. I still have the one in the corner of my eye, and the one up here. Anyway, so I get them from my grandmother and on my father's side. But I love my hair. It was well worth it. In the beginning, I had to like talk myself into it and just like give myself affirmations about it and like kind of hype myself up sometimes, because I'm used to having thick hair. And it was not thick. I didn't have any volume. And I just would look at people's Instagram posts, and I would like long for the volume and just like, oh, I can't wait till my hair gets thick. And it would just feel so flat sometimes, and I do a little braid out or whatever, and like one day it'll get thick. And then over time, I think it was like a year ago when I really started seeing the volume. But it was like one point where every time I go get my hair done, I remember the first time she was like, whew, girl, this stuff can't get no thicker. And that was probably it was before last summer. And I was like, I know, you feel it? It's doing something, ain't it? And she's like, yes, it's growing. She's like, it's definitely getting thick. And then I was like, all right, you know. And then just looking at it over time and like trying to put it in a ponytail and stuff, it's like the same rubber bands that I used to use, or hair ties that I used to use, didn't work anymore. And so then I discovered these at the store that we're not supposed to shop at anymore. But I discovered them over a year ago. But anyway, so they're just really thick and elastic. So sometimes, 9 times out of 10, I don't even like double them. I just pull it back in that one little loop, and that gets it off my hair. You know, where I'll just do that at my desk or whatever, just to pull it off of my face, and I'll just wear it like that. I'll pull it up sometimes and double it and wear like the high ponytail in the back down, half up, half down type thing. So, but yeah, so it's versatile. Like I said, I set it with some Lotta Body setting lotion and curled it for the first time this year with the soft curlers. And I love that. That look took me to a party, and I loved it. It was just something different because I'm pretty plain Jane. And it lasted for 8 days. I finally had to spray it with water to get all the curls out. So I hope you guys can hear me too, because I keep fidgeting and I got this AirPod in. So yeah, but it's versatile. That's what I like about Sisterlocks in the grid and all that. You can achieve the same goal with Microlocks. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's just that Sisterlocks are done by a certified consultant, right? So that person, if they're on the Sisterlocks website, they have the training in how to do your grid and all that, and it's a standard that there is. Versus Microlocks is kind of like based on the skill level of whoever you pick to do it. And if you don't know them, you haven't seen their work, and you just find somebody that says they can do it or whatever, you kind of don't know what you're going to get. So whenever anybody says should they get Sisterlocks or Microlocks, I don't dissuade somebody from getting Microlocks. I just try to tell them to make an informed decision on whoever they're selecting, and to make sure that they see their work, make sure that they have a good conversation with them. And another thing is making sure that you know who's going to do your aftercare, because a lot of people will throw locks in your hair and then you don't have anybody to do your reties, and that can be frustrating because as a time when you initially get them, you should be going every 4 weeks. And as that time starts dwindling down and you're in a rush to find somebody to maintain them, you can start panicking. You don't want that. So I would recommend whoever you start with, keeping them. So that's that. And then have I lost locks? I've lost a couple. And that's because the front of my hair, like I said, is thinner. So the first one I lost like a few months in, and it didn't come off at the base or anything. It was just like a lock that was super fragile. And so it broke probably mid-length or something at the time. And so it was like a big deal. I had 468 of them. One of them is a little shorter now. At the time when I was established, I had 468, but then she went through, I'm jumping all over the place. She went through initially and was trying to lock my kitchen. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to shave that off. You don't have to lock that part. I'm going to shave it off. And so when I did that, I was like, okay. A couple weeks later, I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want to keep having to maintain that, because that's the reason why I got locked in the first place, right? For hair freedom and all that good stuff. So I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to do that again. So on my next retie, or my first retie, I told her, I don't think I'm going to maintain that, shaving that down. So she said, well, just let it grow out, and as soon as we can grab it, I'll lock it. So I was, like I said, established March. So in August, she locked it. And these are my little kitchen locks right here. So that's essentially how much my hair has grown since I first got it done, because I shaved that off the first night, and then it started growing back from that point. She was able to lock it in August, grab it and lock it. They kept coming undone, so she would have to, maintain them, or, they kept slipping or whatever. But eventually they started locking. So altogether, this one is a little thinner at the base. But altogether, I think I have somewhere around 475. So again, this is that first little kitchen lock. Girl, look at God. I'm saying girl, it might be a guy out here. No offense, brother, because you guys have brother locks. But yeah, so this is how much my hair has grown since I first got it done. I think that's kind of neat to know, and to be able to use that as a measurement of length. So, yeah, what else do I want to touch on? Oh, so then I lost one more recently. No, I lost one. I was doing something. I had washed my hair and something, and I went to do like this, and one came out. I don't know if it got snagged on my ring. I don't have my wedding ring on right now, but I don't know if it got snagged on my ring or what. And I couldn't tell where it came from. And so a while later, I was looking at my hair, and in the front, there's a lock somewhere in here that's much shorter. And I was like, I bet you that's that lock. I gotta find it. Ta-da! So I think this is where it came from. And I think it's just because I had my hair pulled back. And yeah, because again, my hairline has always been very fragile. It's just my whole life, it's been more prone to, like, you know how people will wear their hair pulled back. I'll have my hair pulled back. I would have my hair like slicked back in a ponytail or whatever. And I call it the CSK, and no disrespect, but the Coretta Scott King hairline, where it's like, you know, further back or whatever. It would just start receding even more around the perimeter. So I have to be careful with tension on my hairline. I can't wear my hair pulled back a lot. That's why putting this on and just pulling it back without tying it works for me. But like when I was on vacation recently, I had it in a half up, half down, and it was a lot of tension on it. And I had been wearing it in those styles more so. And boom, I lost one, y'all. It was like right in here, and it was a whole lock. So I got it saved, but it's a lock like this length in my bathroom right now. I saved them. If I lose one, I kind of hold on to it. It's a lost sister. So we don't, it's a fallen sister. We don't let them go in the trash. So once it grows back, she's going to reattach it. And then she had to combine one because of the same thing. So it's me. And so now that's all been this year, the combined one, and then the one that fell out, the whole one that fell out. So I just have to stop being hard-headed with my hair in the front and know I can't be tripping on it like that. So you can't tell unless, like I said, I do that. Then I'm like, oof. But it'll grow back, and then she'll reattach it and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, so that's it. That's it. My husband's yelling at my dogs. So, I have lost a little weight, if you could tell. I don't know if you can or not, but I've lost some weight. So that was something I wanted to do when I first started my journey as well. So I'm happy about that. And it's just, like I said, life is easier with these locks. I have a swim spa, and I do that for like water therapy, and the heat is, the heat feels good. So with that, I just put it up in a bun and get in. So I could probably get a swim cap and use a swim cap, but again, that would be tension on my hairline. And then I don't want to do that. And then the sweating and all that. I had one initially, but like I said, the sweating, ugh. So I just put it up in a high bun, and that's worked for me thus far. I haven't had any problems with it. Maybe it'll get wet a little bit in the back, but I'll kind of rinse that, and I haven't had an issue. But yeah, so they're thicker. If you haven't got your locks done yet, there'll be different sizes. Usually they're a little thinner in the front, you know, they're smaller in the front. And then the back is a little fuller, or not fuller, but they'll be a little thicker. So I've done some stuff running my hands through it constantly, snagging them. So I have a little bunch, and I won't say probably. I made my own issue with some bunching, but I'm good with it. They are not perfect. There's some people that have to have perfect locks, and they're they need every lock in their hair to be perfectly done. You know, I'm not one of those people. I'm a flawed individual, and such is life. But it's all part of my journey, all part of my story. And my hair is the same. So it's not completely perfect, but it's part of me, you know. It tells its own story. So that's it. That's where we are. So, and I can flip my hair now. I like doing that. Anyway, but yeah, I just got excited today because I looked back at that original video, and I looked back at the video that I made the night before, and I was like, I never updated that. I told these people I was going to come back and upload videos, and I never did it. I never learned technology. I never learned how to edit. I didn't get a ring light and all, or whatever the light is called. I think it's a ring light. We have one. My husband has all that editing stuff, but I never bothered to learn anything. So, my bad. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all and say that I am. So, get it funky like this. It'll be a little dark, a little, you know, I'll be moving around like I am, and maybe I'll do another video soon, but probably not. It might be another 3 years. So, lengthwise, I think I'm gonna go, like right now, it's past my brawling. So, I think I'm gonna let it get probably, initially, just as for kicks or whatever, I'll probably let it get waist length. It's gonna be hard because it's hot and I'm always pulling it up. But I think just as a goal, I'll probably let it get that length. Once it gets that length, I'll cut it to where it is now. So I think this is a good, happy place for me, lengthwise. I don't need to walk around with hair down my butt because that's heavy. Also, I don't want to deal with the thinning in the top. I know a lot of people have that issue once your hair starts getting so heavy. And then also, I'm not 30 with locks. Your hair starts getting thinner also as you get older. So at 55, this is, you know, I still have my thickness, but as I age, I probably will thin some. And I don't want to put too much weight on it. So I'll be careful with that and keep it maintained. What else did I want to touch on? So much. Oh, the ends. Okay. Let's talk about the ends. So when I first got my hair done, I remember telling you guys that I had, and I'll be transparent, that I needed a haircut. I had long hair, but I needed a haircut before I got it done. So I tell everybody that I talk to, get your hair cut beforehand. Get the dead end off. Don't bring dead hair into your journey. Cut your ends. And I didn't do that. So they cut some the night of my install. And then the next day I went through and trimmed some. But it still was like a lot of dead hair on the ends. And so what happened was, it was like when your hair starts the locking process, you'll bud, but this wasn't budding. This was like matted, just matted. It was ugly, and it was it didn't look like budding, and it wasn't falling off because it wasn't like all the things that they say with locks. So I think like a year in, I went on and pick those ends off. It wasn't even a year. I think it was like 8 months in. I went on and picked those ends off on the spots that had them. And then that was the last time I touched my ends. So the ones, like the hair that was cut enough had curly ends. So it is what it is. I think you're either gonna have them or you're not gonna have them. I don't wanna constantly be trying to chase curly ends, just like I don't want to chase hair dye. So, and that's my preference for me, because I got into this so I wouldn't have to deal with hair too much. I want to wake up and go. So I did go through that one time and get those. It looked like, I'm trying to describe it. If you look at my old videos, you can see them. But they just, over time, it's like no matter what, unless my hair was in a braid out, it just looked raggedy on the ends. And so once I got those off, this is what I have now, over 2 years later, 2.5 years later. So I'm still not locked 100%. This is the light from my sewing machine, y'all. Don't pay attention to my little room here. I'm in my little office. Sweet Jesus. Sorry. I'm in my little office ladies room. So I have the light from my sewing machine on, helping illuminate things. And I was trying to show you. But anyway, so these are my ends. I'm not fully locked. You can still see the interlocking pattern in my hair. And some people take a long time, and I'm just one of those people. The only places that are like fully locked, like, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, you can still see the interlocking pattern in them. The only place that's like fully locked is in the back. And even some of those, you still can't, you know. Look, it's just taking its sweet time. It's just, so, and I'm okay with it. I just have to be careful because, like, I have dogs, and they can be pawsy. I have a pit puppy. Well, she's not a puppy anymore. I have a 2-year-old pit, and she's real affectionate and all that, and she likes to jump up on my lap, and if my hair is down and she has her paw, sometimes her paw can get in my hair and snag it. And I just got another little puppy. I'm the dog lady. But my other little puppy is a Shih Tzu mix, and I have to put my hair back with her because she's always trying to eat my hair. So, yeah, I gotta protect it as best I can with these dogs. But yeah, so I'm still not fully locked. I don't know when it'll be fully locked. It is what it is, but this is my journey. And this is it. So I hope you guys got some information that you were looking for, or, you know, I remember searching videos before I got started. And I was like, oh, I want my hair to look like that. Oh, I want my hair to look like that. Oh, I want my hair to look like that. My hair doesn't look like half the people that I strived for it to look like. Kay Adore, I love Kay Adore's hair, and I wanted my hair to look like that. It don't look like that. So just know that your hair is going to look like your hair. It's going to have its own personality built for you. It ain't going to be like your lock crushes. So you'll have to become your own lock crush. And that's what happened. That's what happened. So it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me. Perfectly imperfect. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I know it's long and I ran my mouth for 30 whole minutes, but that's it. 3 years, April, May, June, July, August. 3 years and 5 months, Sister Locked. And about 475 locks. The lock count doesn't matter either, because what I also learned was people will have a lock number. I remember wanting like 550 locks and just ignorant. I didn't know. And I thought that that would make it, you know, look better and all this other stuff. But it's really based on your hair type, your head size, all those things. And what you have to consider is when you want 550, 600 locks, that's time you're going to be sitting in the chair getting your reties. My reties are now at about 2.5 hours. Can't beat that. Now, 600, 550, that's going to put me at probably 4 hours. I don't want to be sitting in the chair for 4 hours. I hear some people say their retie sessions are like 6 hours. Who wants that? I don't. Not for me. But, you know, it's, if they like it, I love it for them, but not for me. Yeah, that's not for me. But it really is tailored to the size of your head and your hair type and all that stuff, the density and all that. So I've seen people that have like 400 locks, 380 locks, and their hair is full, thick, and you can't tell that it's 380 locks. I won't even say that it's only, because it's not an only. It's perfect. It's full, it's thick, and they have a smaller head. Their hair, you know, it's full, and you can't even, it looks comparatively the same to someone with 450 locks. So don't pay attention to lock count. Don't have a lock count goal in mind if you're getting sister locks, especially because the grid is designed for the end look based on your hair, your individual needs. So but people still want to know lock counts and all that other stuff. So if you look at my before video and you see, you know, my hair type and everything in my pictures and stuff, if you have that type of hair, that thickness, and you got a big head like mine, maybe that would make it a similar, you know, lock count look on you. But it's so many variables in there that it's like a tricky discussion, and people don't like even saying their numbers, because it doesn't really matter in the end. If you know, you get a qualified person that's going to put on your head exactly what you need. So I say mine just because I know people want to know, and it's not a big deal. I'm pretty transparent. So anyway, that's it. And maybe I should say 474, since I have a fallen soldier missing in here. So that's it. That's all. This is me. That's it. So I hope you guys got some useful information, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.